Hello, guys. I want to talk about why the Chimera ant was defeated by human beings. So, the reason why I was thinking about this question is that because the Chimera ant was so strong, and there is a big difference. So the big gap between the force between the human beings and Chimera ants. So Chimera ants they were supposed to be really great, so strong, even though even though they learned how to use them, they could kill a normal human. Even this human has an ability of Nen, they could kill. Even though this uh, Chimera ants didn't know learn Nen abilities, they're already strong enough to kill the people with normal Nen abilities. Of course, if the people has a strong Nen abilities, it doesn't work like Kite, Gon, and Kira. These kind of Nen user were so strong, so normal Chimera and can't defeat them. However, their physical abilities or their natural power was so great. So if you compare these two species abilities, Chimera ants had a big chance to defeat or annihilate all of human beings, but the as an outcome, they couldn't do it. So, yeah, that made me think, why they couldn't do it, and what could have done if they would have chance to do it. So, and then I concluded one reason, the one reason why Chimera Ant was defeated is that the Netero. So the biggest event in that chapter that's Melon was killed by the bomb. Netero exploded. So that's a that's the direct impact on the Chimera ants, and that's the end of the chapter. So we have to understand that why Net Melem was hit, so why killed by miniature roads that Nettle had exploded. So we have to know that we have to guess we have to know that Netero paid a lot of money to Zoldyck families to depart Netelo and Melem from other guardians of the kings. So this is very important for Netero to make sure that he killed Melem, and because I guess he calculated that if there are guardians around him or around the king and Netero, he thinks he thought that he couldn't explode the miniature rose. So maybe even though uh, maybe he could, but he survived anyways. And if the Nefelopito was there, and if he could uh, give him a proper treatment after that, like because his ability Pito's ability was to give a treatment to the creatures. So his ability may have annihilated the poison of miniature rose. So we are not sure of it. That's why it's possible. Also, before the Netelo exploded the miniature rolls, they could sense it, and they could they they could kill Netero before it without exploding the miniature rose. Yeah, so that's why Netero thought the Melem should be only one alone when he fought him. So, what I want to say is that the direct reason why Melem was killed is that he was alone in that situation. Also, and then the next So we have to guess. We have to know that why Nettle was alone in that station. So guardians, the three of them, were pretty sure they were concerned with that they had to be around Netero. We can see from the description in the anime that when the Joldik families, like, made a he did it, like, dragon, sorry, I forgot the name of the skills, dragon drive, the grandfather of Killa, he gave a dragon drive into the palace, and when they confirmed that they were under attack, they all tried to reach the king's room, when he was playing with Kamgi. But they couldn't, because they were like, they stayed away from the king because he instructed them to do so. But fortunately, Netelo he was clever to only take only Melem to the another place. So also the other members of human beings, Gon Killer, Moral, Knuckle Shoot, they also did great job. They played a big role in keeping the each guardian um, in the palace. So they also couldn't go to the place that Netero and the king were fighting. So yeah, this is the reason too. And also I want to say that Metro was, what if there are other chimera ants in the place? So for example, um, Saturn, the Saturn chimera ants who went to the other place, and she was defeated by um, phantom troops, and all of the chimera ants over there were so strong, because some of the phantom troops were so strong. They were so strong, and they even some of them had difficulty to defeat them. Of course, it looked easy, but actually it was so strong. Um, these chimera ants were so strong, fighting against chimera ants. And what if these chimera ants were still in the palace and they were under the commands of the king? It was so difficult to infiltrate in the palace. Also, they couldn't keep the guardians into the place. So it means there is more possibilities that the guardians could go to the place where the Netero and the Melem was fighting. That's why so the reason why they went to another place, they went to other place. So because Melem was so assertive, and he was cruel, he killed two chimera ants when he was born, and which also made another chimera ant betray them, like Merioron or Icar. Icargo didn't see what happened, but chimera and and anyway, his behavior made the other chimera ants betray it. Maybe this could be um, as a natural characteristic of chimera ants. They inherited the memory when they were human, so it also affects their behavior after they born again. However, so the bit I think Melem itself, he was so cruel, and it makes also Garians were so self. They were strong. However, they were so too they were too like they didn't rely on the another chimera, and before working before they were born. I think this is a big mistake for them, because if there are still another chimera and who works for guardians or kings, they might have the other jobs. So this is a big difficulty um, that chimera had, and then it lead to the event that Melam had to fight with Netel by himself. And more precisely, Chimera and killed all of the human, besides the Komigi and Bizef, all of the human inside the palace, because they thought they could attract another human, and they could be, yeah. So they thought it doesn't work. It's not a good idea to have human inside, but I don't think so, because human has knowledge. Also, the maybe human working in that palace might be very smart, intelligent, and they must be familiar with strategy, how to defend these attacks. So I guess I believe that Chimera shouldn't kill human. They could kill human. They could kill human, but at least they should let some of them survive, some of them alive, and work on the strategy how to keep the kings, or keep